Hi, in this video I'm showing you what's behind the curtain of the Limitless demo that is featured for the modern retro drums and the other instruments. This demo was made in Logic and basically it just featured a drum track, a piano track, a bass track and five different guitar tracks. Guitars were recorded live in the studio with real amp. So there's a multi-microphone scheme going on for all of the tracks. There was no EQ or compression applied to the recordings while tracking because of the lack of such tools in the recording studio we use for it. So everything happening and everything you hear is being applied basically at mix time. Let's listen quickly to the drums. So what was used here was basically a slight modification of the Sonor British preset, which is the default preset in a modern retro. What else? I think I just changed the default kick from the whole plastic to the whole felt because I didn't need so much beat or sound. What I did also change compared to the preset was the balancing of the microphones in the kick, and that was pretty much it. Probably I also raised a bit the room sound and the reverb return, and I swapped left and right. How the track was laid down? Let's take a look at the sequence. The sequence is a rather simple sequence, as you can see. And basically, I didn't do anything to lay it down. I just worked with the player. What I did was selecting these 94 BPM style, which is called even. And basically, I just, went through this guy and listened to the different grooves and fills and exported them to Logic. So just like this. As you can hear, I was just exporting with a drag, as you can see, and that's it. What else? Bass. Bass is courtesy. Let's listen to it a bit with the drums, which is better. So bass is courtesy, of course, of BBassV. It's basically the startup preset with a few small modifications. Let's take a look. So I did close the tone a bit, so it's pretty much halfway through. Then I worked on the player page. The only dynamic available is the MP, so it's the softest dynamic available, and I switched to the extend string for E, so that I was making sure that the sound was always warm and round. What else? The engine, I did raise the string noises and the release triggers to make the sound more oomph and kind of real in all of these little details. And then I raised the appoggiato to give more of the thump, very low end to the track. What else? I raised a bit the default compression and I changed the cab. That's what I did. So I selected the hard 4x10 with the Audic D6 in 45 degrees position, and it's a mix between the cab emulation and the DI. Well, that's basically it. So. And there you go. Third track. using our instruments was the piano track. Piano track features our version 1.5 of the piano, and it's actually the Model 7 Grand, so it's the Yamaha Grand that we sampled. It's basically a pretty common setup. It's not a preset, but it's basically Royer 121s with a bit of the room tube mono. Both of them are fed to the reverb, and basically that's it. We have the plate reverb with a bit of pre-delay and the bright touch kind of a compressor slash tape preset. In the advanced page, just note please that I'm using the touch response to 0. This makes sure that basically we are getting all of the pre-attack sound in the piano. That's it. What else? Let's take a quick look at the mix. Well, the main principle for getting into this demo was basically not using anything, the least we could. So all of the Kontakt instruments are not being processed. The only processing being applied to the instruments happens at the mix down level, which is a couple of, a compressor, like a bus compressor, which is compressing like a couple of dBs to the overall mix, and the limiter, which is basically limiting, slightly limiting by 5 dB, as you can see, the FabFilter Pro L. So that was it. Basically, as you can see, both contacts get fed directly to the output, to the stereo bus, with no effects applied. There are no effects in Kontakt whatsoever, not even in the outputs. The only effects were applied to the guitars. As you can see, there's a compressor on one of the tracks. There are a few Space Designer convolution reverbs on the guitars, and the replica Native Instruments replica diffusion delay on the solo tracks. And then there's a compressor, let's say a kind of bus compressor on all of the guitar's tracks that are being fed to this bus. The guitar was mic'd through a Fender Twin amp with a ribbon, and the Sennheiser MD421 for the solo, and an SM57 for the other tracks. And then there was this tube room mic, mono room mic that we used. It was placed like, I will say 1.5 meter, so about, let's say 5-6 feet away from the amp. Okay, so that was it, So let's take a quick listen to it from the off, so we can listen to the piano at the end. Thanks for watching.